Yeah, so next year, 2024, Toyota brings the 2024 Tacoma to the market in a huge variety of different trims, guys. There are so many trims, in fact, it can get confusing to differentiate between them. And so the import of this episode is to bring all the 2024 Tacoma trims here, explain in detail the differences and the upgrades and what makes them different from each other, so that you and I can tell exactly which of them suits as the best, guys. So before we go on and tackle that, let me recap a few questions here and there, and then we can get down to the various trims that we are getting. But in the first place, how many Tacoma trims are we getting for the 2024 model? There are 8 different trims that we are getting. That's many, right? Coming our way, there are 2 SR trims, 5 TRD trims, and of course the TrailHunter trim that was added last year. And do all these Tacomas come in 4-wheel drive? No. Toyota offers a hybrid powertrain with certain trims, and it's those hybrid Tacomas that come in 4-wheel drive setups, right? The price range, we do not have any idea yet, but then we can reference the 2023 Tacomas, and those sold within the ranges of $28,600 to $48,035, guys. These are the few that we wanted to touch. Let's get down to the 8 trims that we are getting, and they are crazy confusing. We'll begin with the Tacoma SR. The SR precisely is nothing too fancy, nothing too extravagant, just the standard, reliable and useful pickup we all know and love. And this is motivated by a 2.4 liter engine, and is the only one in the entire range that makes 228 horsepower and 243 pound-feet of torque, guys, which are the lowest numbers you can find across the 8 trims. Now let me just itemize the very key points that sets the SR apart from the others. So the SR has a 2.4 liter turbocharged inline 4 I-Force engine. It's a railroad drive, and that's available as an 8-speed automatic transmission or a 6-speed manual. And you can actually choose between a double cup with a 5-foot bed and an extra cup with a 6-foot bed, guys. That is supported with a leaf spring rear suspension and a 17 steel wheels, guys. That is basically the SR. But then let's quickly jump on to the more fancy, interesting ones, and that is the Tacoma SR5. Tacoma SR5 is a half step above the entry-level SR that we just discussed, and the Tacoma SR5 adds some elements that will be regular options going up the list, and I will spotlight them when I get to it. For the start, the engine of the SR5 makes better power numbers relatively to the SR, and that is doing the 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque if that is paired with an automatic transmission, or you get a 270 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque if that is paired with a manual transmission. So you can see the bump in power here. The SR5 also comes with a brand new coil spring suspension for the back of the double cup models or trims. To make it easier for you, let me also itemize what sets this apart from the SR going forward. Now, it's a 2.4 liter turbocharged inline 4 I-Force engine that does a lot more power than what the SR does. It's a railroad drive vehicle. It's available as an 8-speed automatic transmission, and you can choose between a double cup with 5-foot or 6-foot bed and an extra cup with 6-foot bed. Now, the difference here is that this one has a coil spring rear suspension for the double cup, and then the leaf spring for the extra cup if you go for that. And that's where the difference is actually when you compare it to the SR5, 17-inch alloy wheels instead of 17-inch steel wheels on the SR. Right, then we get to the fancier ones, the TRD, and now we've got a Tacoma TRD Prerunner. Yes, that's that you're looking at. And so next year, the Prerunner is back, and after its last appearance in 2015, as a model that looks right up there with the beefier trims, its appearance is awe-inspiring. Yes, what you're looking is nice, right? What the Prerunner is, in essence, is a 2-wheel drive truck with appearance of a 4-wheel drive one. Toyota has decided to give the TRD Prerunner a strictly utility-oriented purpose. And take note that it only comes as an extra cab variant, 2-door, 2-seat pickup with the back seat replaced by extra storage compartment plus 6-foot bed on the back. That is what you have here. Let me also itemize the key points that makes it different from the SR SR5 models that we've already touched on. So this one is doing the 2.4 liter turbocharged inline 4 I-Force engine that sits on the SR5 that does 278 and 270 and 370 and 310 in terms of the power numbers. It's available as an 8-speed automatic, and it comes only as an extra cab with 6-foot bed. Take note, you've got a leaf rear suspension as it is on the SR, and then 17-inch TRD alloy wheels. The addition here is a rear differential locking, which is controlled electronically, that you have on the Prerunner. You don't have on the preceding trims that we've spoken about. So that makes 3, right? But then let's go to the more fancy one, and that is the Toyota Tacoma TRD Sport. That is a love child of all of us. Now, this is the sleekest of all of them. The TRD Sport was actually designed on the opposite end of the spectrum versus the TRD Prerunner to be the best of all the trims in terms of agility. So, the TRD Sport can be ordered with a standard I-Force engine or Toyota's replacement to the V6, which is a hybrid I-Force Max drivetrain, which ups the numbers previously discussed to an amazing 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. So much power here, so much acceleration here. Now, what makes this one different? Let me itemize the key points. Now, you can either choose between a 2.4 liter turbocharged inline 4 I-Force engine or a hybrid 2.4 liter turbocharged inline 4 I-Force Max engine. If you do the I-Force engine, you get a rear-wheel drive. If you do the I-Force Max engine, you get a 4-wheel drive. And this is available as an 8-speed automatic transmission vehicle or a 6-speed manual, just as all the preceding ones. Now, you get to choose between a double cab with a 5-foot or 6-foot bed. And take notes here, you are getting coil springs on the rear, especially tuned suspension here. And this wears 18-inch TRD wheels instead of 17 on the Prerunner and the preceding ones. This is how the TRD Sport sits. But then, if you are an off-road oriented person and you don't want all sporty, Toyota has got you covered with the Tacoma TRD Off-Road. Yes, this one that you're looking at. And the off-road tackle also offers both drivetrains and adds extra technology to the question. Which technology do they put on? So you are getting a multi-terrain select, which offers user adjustments to help control wheel spin on different terrains, and a new crawl control function, a low-speed off-road cruise control feature, guys. So this is a tech that makes the off-road a little bit different from the Sport. So let me just itemize the key points that makes this stand out. So you choose between the 2.4 turbo I-Force engine or the I-Force Max engine, the hybrid. And depending on which one you go for, if you go for the I-Force engine standard, you've got a rear-wheel drive. And if you go for the hybrid, you've got the 4-wheel drive, and it's available as an 8-speed automatic transmission or a 6-speed manual. And you can choose between a double cab with a 5-foot or a 6-foot bed. The big difference here is that on this one, you are getting a monotube Bilstein remote reservoir shock, and you sit on 18-inch TRD alloy wheels just as a Sport, and you've got crawl control feature and multi-terrain select feature as well. So this is your off-road TRD. You still confused about something? Yes, because there is one more called the Tacoma TRD Ltd. What is a Tacoma TRD Ltd? Let me just break it down for you. So if you really are interested in having an executive TRD truck, you go for this one. So the TRD Ltd is the one that trades beefiness and off-road looks for a more executive, luxurious approach. So take a look, all without losing the Tacoma essence of acing all terrains outside the asphalt. Now, this model comes with a specially designed adaptive variable suspension system, what we call the AVS, and this is specifically thought for the TRD Ltd alone. Automatically adjust dampening based on the condition of the road to ensure you have the smoothest ride all round when you are riding this truck. So the TRD Ltd adds a few things and changes a few things to make it look more executive. And if you're looking for executive truck, that is the goal. These are the key points I am itemizing to help. And you also get to choose in between the I-Force engine and the hybrid engine. So you are getting a much more powerful I-Force engine here, the 278 by 317 numbers if you went for that, or you get the hybrid I-Force Max power. Now, as earlier stated with the other TRDs, you've got a 4-wheel drive if you opted for the hybrid drivetrain, and you've got a rear-wheel drive if you opted for the normal turbo engine. Available only as an 8-speed automatic transmission, and you choose between a double cab with a 5-foot or a 6-foot bed. Of course, you get your adaptive variable suspension system that we've spoken about, and 18-inch chromatic finish alloy wheels, just as you're seeing in the images here. And on top of that, you get to enjoy powered up-down tailgate and power running boards. So very executive and still capable. Okay, I'm sure we have also heard of the TrailHunter. The TrailHunter, this pickup has a fixed goal in mind, and that is to provide a pickup suitable for any and every terrain out there, with a lifted front bumper, dedicated suspension to all four-wheel drive, and available bed rack and extra lights. This trim is a top pick for serious off-road aficionados and also overlanders, guys. So basically, this guy is the golden apple, as I earlier stated, and these are the key items or the points that makes it different. This one comes with a single engine option. That's a hybrid 2.4-liter turbocharged inline 4 I-Force Max. Booyah! It's a 4-wheel drive because it comes standard with the hybrid engine, and is available only as an 8-speed automatic transmission vehicle. And you choose between a double cab with a 5-foot or 6-foot bed. And you don't forget that this has an ARB Oldman MU4X4 suspension system that we've spoken about. It sits on an 18-inch bronze colored wheel, so the same size of wheels but differently colored and designed wheels. High ground clearance for front bumpers and steel rear bumper with recovery hooks, as we have seen on this particular edition. I am tired, but you know what? I'm not done with you, because I am down to my last trim, which is a Tacoma TRD Pro. And Toyota's 2024 Tacoma ends its extensive lineup with a top-of-the-line trim. That is the TRD Pro Tacoma. Is built to excel in every aspect possible, with an emphasis on off-road racing, guys. So this was built from the ground up with Badger racing in mind. And the Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro and an endless landscape of sandy dunes are a match made from above. This trim goes above and beyond to ensure the best performance, even designing dampening seats plus the usual dedicated suspension and lifted front bumpers. This is the icing on the goddamn cake. Let me just highlight on the key points that makes this one a standout and a very iconic one. So it's a hybrid 2.4-liter turbocharged engine, inline 4 I-Force Max as standard. That comes with a 4-wheel drive setup as standard. Also is available only as an 8-speed automatic transmission, and you choose between a double cup with a 5-foot or 6-foot bed. You've got the Fox QS3 three-way adjustable remote reservoir shocks, the only one that has this particular shock system, and an 18-inch TRD alloy wheels, just as the other TRDs. This one also has high ground clearance front bumper, steel rear bumper with recovery hooks, performance with seats with the dampening system, guys. What else do you want Toyota to do for you? Next year is providing you with 8 different trims, 2 SR trims as earlier stated, and then 5 TRD trims, and of course the TrailHunter that was added as the golden apple, guys. So we should be able to guide your decision making in being able to make an informed decision and the best suitable Tacoma for you. This is what AutoStop got for you. Thank you so much. Have a good day until we meet same time again. Bye bye.